Fame, fortune, flashy red carpets, and screaming fans. But what happens when the spotlight fades and the cheering stops? Not every celebrity rides off into a sunset of luxury. Some quietly slip into regular life, trading scripts for sales receipts and premieres for punch clocks. From blockbuster films to your favorite TV shows, these celebrities were once household names. They graced magazine covers, ruled the red carpet, and lived lives most people only dream about. But behind the glamour, real people with real challenges. Today, we're diving into the fascinating, and at times shocking, journeys of 5 former celebrities who now work regular jobs. Their careers once soared, but the reasons for their fall and what they do now may surprise you. Some walked away by choice. Others were forced out by scandal, changing trends, or personal struggles. So buckle up, because these stories will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about fame. So what happens when the phones stop ringing and no one's calling you back for auditions? When the roles dry up and your name fades from the credits, what's next? Some turn to ordinary jobs, blending into crowds they once dazzled. Others struggle silently, carrying the weight of a fame that's long gone. For a moment, they were gods on screen, and now they're just trying to pay the rent. It's not just about career loss, it's about identity, purpose, and survival. Because when the cameras stop rolling, real life begins. And in this episode, we're peeling back the curtain to reveal the side of stardom no one talks about. Celebrity number 1, Tara Reid. Let's kick things off with Tara Reid, once the queen of teen comedies. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Tara Reid was on top of the world. Her breakout role as Vicky in American Pie turned her into an overnight sensation. She was the it girl, fashionable, fun, and always in the tabloids. From magazine covers to A-list parties, Tara was everywhere, a symbol of Y2K youth culture. She starred in back-to-back hits like Van Wilder and Josie and the Pussycats, cementing her status as a Hollywood darling. Her carefree persona made her a fan favorite, and her red carpet look set trends that teens copied nationwide. But the fame was fast and intense, and few young stars were prepared for the pressure that came with it. Tara became a fixture in entertainment media, whether she wanted to be or not. But fame has a dark side. Reid's party girl image, heavily amplified by the press, quickly overshadowed her acting talent. She became known more for club appearances and wardrobe malfunctions than for film roles. Opportunities dried up, scripts stopped arriving. And before long, she had vanished from Hollywood's radar. The media turned on her, from beloved starlet to tabloid punchline almost overnight. Directors stopped calling, and roles once written for her went to younger, safer choices. She tried to fight back, but the damage to her reputation was already done. For Tara, the dream didn't just fade, it crumbled right in front of the world. Recent sightings and interviews reveal Tara working sporadically in independent films and low-budget TV roles. At one point, she was rumored to have taken retail gigs just to make ends meet. She's also leaned into voice acting and appearances in reality TV to stay afloat. Tara's story is more than just a Hollywood cautionary tale. It's a powerful reminder of how fast things can change, and how important it is to stay grounded when the spotlight fades. Number 2. Mark Paul Gosselaar. Next, let's talk about someone who practically defined cool in the early 90s, Mark Paul Gosselaar. For millions of kids and teens, he was the face of mischief, charm, and classroom daydreams. As Zach Morris, Gosselaar wasn't just a character, he was an icon. Funny, confident, and always one step ahead of the principal, Zach embodied the carefree spirit of youth. His witty remarks and fourth wall breaks made him a standout in a sea of sitcom stars. Audiences couldn't get enough. From lockers to love triangles, his every move became pop culture gold. But while fans celebrated the character, it also became a double-edged sword. Unlike some child stars who disappeared completely, Mark Paul fought hard to keep his acting career alive. He took on more mature roles, like detective work in NYPD Blue, trying to shed his teen idol image. He even headlined legal dramedies like Franklin and Bash, proving he had the range and depth to carry adult roles. But here's the twist. Hollywood can be unforgiving once your image sticks. The industry remembered him as Zach Morris, not as the actor he had grown into. Despite consistent effort and talent, big roles slowly began slipping through his fingers. Casting directors often passed him over for fresh faces, or typecast him in roles that mirrored his teenage fame. Even with a respectable resume, the stigma of former teen heartthrob was hard to shake. Behind the scenes, Mark Paul reportedly began exploring other avenues, not out of failure but necessity. And that's where his next act truly began. Eventually, Mark Paul found success in a different industry. Real estate, that's right. The man who once ruled Bayside High is now involved in property investment and development. He's not just a figurehead either, he's hands-on. According to reports, Gosselin has worked with local developers, helped manage projects, and learned the ins and outs of flipping homes. He's been spotted at open houses, renovation sites, and even doing walkthroughs with prospective buyers. Friends say he approaches real estate with the same dedication he once brought to memorizing scripts and nailing auditions. More than just an income source, it gave him stability, something rare in the world of acting. He's spoken about how real estate helped him rediscover his sense of purpose outside the limelight. And while he may no longer be Zach Morris on screen, he's quietly built a successful second act, one square foot at a time. It's a surprisingly smart pivot. It turns out his charm and negotiation skills work just as well in real estate as they did on TV. Sometimes the next act of your life means using your old talents in brand new ways. And for Mark Paul, it wasn't about chasing fame anymore. It was about building something real, something lasting. He proved that reinvention doesn't always mean starting over. Sometimes it means evolving where you already shine. From Bayside High to the housing market, Gosselin turned nostalgia into a foundation for success. And in doing so, he reminded us that being remembered for the past doesn't stop you from owning your future. Celebrity, Fucker 3, Lori Loughlin. You may know her as the loving Aunt Becky from Full House. But Lori Loughlin's fall from grace was anything but heartwarming. For decades, Lori Loughlin was America's sweetheart. She starred in family-friendly shows and Hallmark movies. Her career was stable, even thriving, until the infamous college admissions scandal hit in 2019. Loughlin, along with her husband, was convicted of paying bribes to get their daughters into USC. The scandal shocked the nation and shook Hollywood. After serving her sentence, Lori tried returning to Hollywood, but the reception was cold. Once trusted by family audiences, her name became synonymous with privilege and cheating. Today, Lori has stepped back from acting. She's reportedly helping run family business ventures, focusing on philanthropy, and staying under the radar. Sources say she's embraced a quieter life, avoiding public appearances and declining most media interviews. Whether you believe in second chances or not, Lori's story is a powerful example of how one misstep can collapse an entire career, especially when your image was built on trust and integrity. Celebrity number 4, Jaleel White. Did I do that? Yep, you know that line. Jaleel White was Steve Urkel. In the 90s, Jaleel White became a phenomenon. But here's the catch. He was so good at playing Urkel that nobody could see him as anyone but Urkel. Despite his range, Jaleel found it hard to shake the nerdy character. Roles became rare, auditions didn't go well, and the offers dried up. He was stuck in a role the world wouldn't let him outgrow. Even when he delivered powerful auditions, casting directors couldn't see past the suspenders and glasses. To make ends meet, Jaleel reportedly turned to more humble work, including driving for Uber and Lyft. Yes, people were stunned when their rideshare driver turned out to be Steve Urkel. He's since picked up some voice acting gigs and indie film roles, but the struggle to redefine his image has been long and difficult. Many of the projects flew under the radar, offering little of the recognition he once knew. Still, he poured his heart into each performance, hoping one day the industry would see his full potential. Behind the scenes, he also explored writing and producing, taking control of the narrative he once couldn't escape. Step by step, Jaleel's been building not just a new career but a new identity on his own terms. Still, there's something admirable in Jalil's journey. Humility. He never gave up, never lashed out. He just kept going. Celebrity number 5. Michael Madsen. And finally, a name that may surprise you, Michael Madsen. Known for playing tough, gritty characters in cult classics like Reservoir Dogs and Kill Bill. With his rugged charm and intense screen presence, Madsen was a favorite of Quentin Tarantino. But behind the scenes, things weren't so smooth. Years of financial struggles, personal tragedies, including the tragic loss of his son in 2022, and reports of alcohol issues took a toll. In between film roles, Michael has taken on everything from bartending to voiceover work to stay afloat. Some fans have even spotted him doing appearances at small-town Comic-Cons, charging for photos just to make ends meet. It's a stark contrast to the Hollywood image, but Madsen, in his own words, says he's not ashamed of working hard, no matter what the job is. And that kind of honesty, that's as rare in Hollywood as a real smile on a red carpet. What we can learn. So what do these stories tell us? That fame is fragile. One minute you're on top of the world. The next you're back to square one. But here's the truth. Starting over isn't failure. It's courage. Tara Reid showed us resilience. Mark Paul Gosselaar showed us reinvention. Lori Loughlin learned humility. Jaleel White embraced reality. And Michael Madsen, he just kept working. Behind every tabloid headline and social media rumor, there's a human story, a struggle, a comeback, a second chapter. So, which celebrity surprised you the most? Was it seeing Urkel behind a steering wheel? Or a Tarantino regular tending bar? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop them in the comments below. And if you've got more fallen stars you'd like us to explore, let us know. Don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the real stories behind the fame.